seemingly quiet in the land of chats. How are you guys doing? Let's make that bigger so maybe we can see.
No, where are you going,
Those streams. How's it going? Nikon over on Good Game. How you doing?
Hello. Ian has a food nose.
Food nose over on Real Life. How you doing? What am I missing? Oh, D-Live.
You can clean your food nose off. Silly boy.
Copy.
Do you know what happened on this sheet yesterday?
No.
I think it was barf. And then somebody ate it.
Gross.
It's okay.
Cool.
Some of them, I think, still haven't mastered the art of eating dry food.
Or eating less than they need. Like
No,
not
it's
too much food.
whenever it's dry. Whenever it's barf, it's dry food, and it's usually
sure.
like 2 or 3 whole pieces of dry food.
Oh, so you're
Because they're like
swallowing
not
it
chewing
whole.
it, they're like licking it, you know? Yeah, and then swallowing it whole and gagging on it.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Hi. Ow. Dude, lip. I knew it was you because of the biting. It was such a pain. We're not going to be able to adopt
He
him.
needs to be played with more.
Figures I'm not, yeah. I mean, I suppose.
He needs to be more socialized.
Is that 9 including your missus? No.
What?
You're calling her a cute kitty cat?
Not a cat.
I will fight you. I had one man. What? Who? Why? What is
He
happening?
wants your hair.
I will get your hair.
Ian, you still have food nose.
Oh, stop.
Wipe it off.
You made all the things. Where did that go? All right. Yeah, we are both still kind of not awake yet. How's it going, everyone? We're going to probably keep today a little bit on the short side because, for starters, we're going to go do our family breakfast because yesterday was my birthday, so officially it'd be my birthday breakfast. Happy birthday, me.
Happy birthday, Sam.
Thanks, Steve. But also, we're in an odd mood because we did we applied for Mixer Partnership, and for the second time we did not get it, so we're a little disillusioned by everything.
Denied.
Joining the Heaven's Gate cult, and no, I'm just kidding.
You were
Too dark?
denied
Too quickly too dark?
again. By Mixer.
Do they give any explanation? Yes, sort of.
Yeah.
They're not very specific.
No, they were pretty specific.
I don't know. Do you think they were? Because
Yeah.
I feel like I could argue every single point and be
No.
like, this thing we do, that thing we do.
No.
One of the big things was, I don't know, like, we're not this. 90% of the stream is not this.
Yeah. And
it's like-
100% of the stream needs to be this.
And that's,
So unless we wanted
Come on.
to completely stop doing what we've been doing and not have a 24/7 kitten stream and just have like a daily or
Kitten
3
show.
days a week show where we sit and talk about kittens and show off kittens, then we could get partnered.
Hey,
if we
you
want
want
to
a
show the
kitten?
kittens when we're not here
I've got kitten,
or in the room or
1999.
talking
Come on
in
down.
front of the camera, then we're never going to get partnered. Like, basically, everything that they wrote to us, which also they said we couldn't even reapply for another 90 days. But basically everything said unless you want to change your, drastically change what you're doing,
So,
then you're never going to get partnered. Like,
Yeah.
we're never going to get partnered. by Mixer.
I
I'm
don't think
totally
never
jaded
is
about it.
accurate. I think it's just gonna have to be at a point where they just can't deny it. Like they just, if the chat room is constantly a busy thing, if we have
We're never
10,000
going to meet that
followers.
criteria. It doesn't
No, I
matter.
think
I don't
they
think
will
our
get to a
followers
point.
matter. I don't think our chat room matters. What matters is FaceTime on the screen.
I don't.
And us talking to you and not talking to each other or the cats. It matters. Like, that was what I took away from that email.
I mean,
And branding.
on paper,
and
that
all
yeah.
that
Well,
stuff.
branding, I feel like we're pretty strong on.
Yeah, and like the look of our page.
Yeah,
was
I mean that was the
important,
one thing I
all
took
that
away
kind of
from it
stuff.
was like our description could be more concise and like cleaned up a little. Like there's some legitimate points that I'm like, yeah, we can do stuff with that. But we're probably not going to focus on trying to get Mixer partnership again anytime soon, like even in the next 90 days.
I think it's a lost cause.
So we'll put our efforts into other things. And it is what it is.
It's depressing.
It's sad, because I know there's, a good 20 people out there who have their sparks and they're waiting and they want to, like, donate those. I'm semi-tempted to just double down on doing my own channel again, because that would be a show and it would be, its own thing, and try and, like, rally everyone behind that. And then
get
maybe
all the kitten people to watch you on a non-kitten related show,
right,
and give you sparks there so that we can use it towards kittens.
Yeah, I mean maybe. On Twitch TV, your stream does not have a category. I think it would bring more. Doesn't it?
Huh.
It should be in just chatting, or I'll have to take a look. It's been a while since I've double checked on that.
You never did it.
No, I definitely did, but things get changed here and there. Thanks, V. I'll check that out. Technically, we could have Twitch affiliate, but then we'd be locked into just doing Twitch. Although we could just apply for Twitch affiliate, and if we got it, do like one specific camera that just goes to Twitch.
Sure.
Like just that Raspberry Pi, I could plug something into. But Twitch gets so much less traffic.
To apply for Twitch,
right,
but we didn't
it's
actually
not an
guarantee approval.
No.
Yeah, so that could not go either. So.
Yeah. So, and we're just gonna work on other ways of doing things. So we'll do a GoFundMe to try and up our tech game.
For me, it was particularly disappointing because I feel like I've come to enjoy live streaming through Mixer so much, and like enjoy the community and the people who come into our chat room frequently, and the people who support us, and everybody's been so supportive, and donations and we've gotten so many donations through Mixer, and just such a nice community that I was super excited about it, and now I'm just bummed.
You're in the initial stages of Dabda. Tomorrow you'll be angry.
Initial stages of loss.
Yeah. God, get off. You're the initial stage of loss, Svetlana.
I need to clean up these trays of paper.
Going cross-leggies. My fault for wanting to put my foot on the floor.
Who are you? Ian and Liam? You guys are being super snuggly right now.
Okay.
My little gray boys. They can't even see them on my lap because it's all dark. And the camera's too high.
Oh, well, yeah, because I wanted to start it this way, because even though we're not trying, this is the thing. All right. Well, no, I'll do the picture in the picture from now. Let's do. Well, yeah, okay.
So that you can get to bed.
Guys, that's where I'm sitting.
Where your butt goes.
That's where my
Move your
butt
feet,
goes.
please. Feet.
Okay, I had cats everywhere. Hang on, how did you do that?
Alright, I'm gonna close this chunky up.
Stop. They're eating me.
They're monsters.
Cannot see what I'm doing.
I know, I'll be moved in a second.
Terrible.
Just a minute.
Got my coffee water.
Just getting this.
Thanks, Rich Fatality over on D-Live, who also just got our... This is the first time I actually opened one of those chests. So I always miss the thing.
Change their water.
Alright, and I need one of those card tables in here for this. Hey, go there. Go to that. Look at that thing. Yeah, what you do?
But on the plus side, let's talk about some good things that have been
Yeah.
happening.
What? There's good things?
Yeah, good things that have been happening. Carl is gaining
Oh, that's true.
tons of weight.
Yes.
All the kittens are having super healthy poops, and everybody's gaining massive amounts of weight. Fiona is over 2 pounds now. Fiona and V are going to be spayed next week, and Lip, Kev, and Svetlana are going to be spayed spayed and neutered the following week, and then the other 4 are probably the week after that. So that's exciting. Kev and Svetlana already have a home with a lovely, awesome couple that we met last weekend to go to as soon as they're done with their spay and neuter surgeries. So that's cool. That's all the good, exciting news. Mostly I'm just super stoked about Carl because I was very worried there for a little bit, and he's doing awesome now. So that's good. Oh, and we have probably have another home for one of the other kitties.
Yeah.
Which is like very good friends of ours. We have a 2-year-old cat at home that they need a friend for.
Yeah.
So that's good kitten-related news. What else? Anything else?
Trying to do camera stuff.
Camera stuff. We're hoping to get a camera.
Camera?
Camera? Oh, not
Computer?
Computer.
Yes, we're hoping to upgrade. You have a question, Raven Prince? Please, this is the time. Ask away.
What happened to the camera?
I was trying to set stuff up. Ask your question.
Where's our faces there?
Let's do that.
Oh, good. My face is just cam 4. It's awesome.
Great.
That looks much better. Good improvement.
Sure. You know what?
Hi, babies. I have so many babies on my lap.
What
I
is the question?
I love that whenever I sit on the bed. I just get like
a lap of
pile
cats.
of kittens.
I get a lap of tack. I was wondering. That's completely uncat related.
What's the question?
I was wondering how Mob Crush is for non-mobile streamers. Mob Crush for non-mobile streamers, so like OBS or any of that stuff, which is like basically what we're using OBS at this point. It's just like running OBS to a normal to a normal platform, but you're gonna use the multi-streaming aspect of it. The only major differences are, first, if you're doing it through regular OBS, Streamlabs is slightly different. It's more integrated. You have to have our website open as well. So when you go to do your stream, if you do different things, you have to make sure to stage the broadcast first through Mob Crush. So if you constantly are just a PUBG mobile player, you can set it once and basically be done. But if you do 3 different shows, you would want to change that, stage the broadcast before you live stream every time. And then the other big difference is OBS doesn't have a chat readout. So unless you're going to do an overlay with the chat in OBS, you have to have that window open. Or you have to have the app on your phone just to view it there. But yes, I work for Mob Crush, so if you have questions, feel free to ask me. If you use Discord, Mob Crush has a pretty good Discord, mob.cr/Discord. And that's it. And anyone who does play PUBG Mobile, there's a Mob Crush tournament this Thursday, and signups are still open. Why did this become the Mob Crush show? They should pay me extra. This stream used to be sponsored by them. And then I started working for them.
So kind of still is.
I mean, only because nobody else is taking it over.
No, I just mean because
I just talked
the
about
money that we.
Oh, that's true. Because all of my hard-earned dollars goes right to kittens. That's true.
Your paycheck.
Yeah, the guy who set that up now works for Facebook, so I don't know if that startup's going to work out, but maybe we can get a little Facebook love. If that company makes it, I don't know.
What company? Facebook? The startup?
The little startup that he went off to.
You're so snuggly.
Alright, any other questions? Mob Crush or kitten related?
My phone's blown up. I think it's my sister's.
Okay. What's up with your sisters?
What?
Why?
Because they're trying to plan a
Sister night?
sister day.
Damn it.
I suppose I should respond. My phone died though. It's over here. Holy crap, I have 14 messages.
Oh, are the cameras buffering? Let's go back to where is everyone? Oh, they're all on the bed behind me. Thanks. It was just I heard you can go through multiple platforms through Mob Crush. Yes, which is correct. Plus, Mob Crush is built around its mobile community. Yeah, so I was wondering if it has a PC console community as well. Yeah, I mean, it's you can find all those people on Discord, and if you go to mobcrush.com/home, you can see all the feeds and go into other people's chats and stuff like that. They've kind of played down the platform element of Mob Crush recently, and I'm kind of trying to bring it back. So, it's a very small community, but it is there. Hi, don't look on the computer. Come over here and just hang out. Just be like chill. Just be chill. Just be a chill cat. And then Mob Crush itself does streams on, I don't know if our Wednesday guy's coming in anymore at this point, but Thursdays and Fridays at 3 p.m. Pacific, we do streams. I run the Thursday one, which is more of a community chat, so you can always come in and ask questions at that time as well. Where do you want to go?
Alright, what's the date?
The 25th.
Yeah, okay.
Computer. Oh, hey, Fee. Carl! Carl! Ah! Okay, come here. Oh, you're wet. Oh, you're stuck. Thanks. Are the cameras frozen? I recognized you from YouTube. Oh, right on. Yes. From the Mob Crush YouTube page as opposed to the Sandproof YouTube page. That would be a first. Oh, God. I am actually like their creator liaison, so I am exactly the person you would want to have asked those questions to. Okay. Except normally under circumstances in which I'm not being attacked by kittens. Who is that? Flip? No. Svetlana? No. Who's killing me back there? Dad? Really? Yeah. Ooh. I should just go in the cat pen since it's closed. Do my talking from there. Yeah, Skylar the Kittens. How can you? It took a while. I mean, there's only 2 sets that are really that close color-wise, so it's not that hard. But yeah, it definitely took me a lot longer than Amanda, who basically assigned who got what name. So part of it was I just wasn't paying enough attention. But like, so in the case of, we have 2 that are virtually identical, especially for you guys. There's 2 gray cats, but this one, we learned this trick from the rescue, is you put a little nail polish on one of their ears, and that's how you can tell who's who. Guys, oh god. Stop. You almost blocked someone. Hopefully you didn't. Raven Prince, you can still talk, right? They didn't block you by accident, did they? I saw that thing come up. Okay. Great. Cool. Like, cats block our one and only person that's talking right now. I'd be a little annoyed. What happened to V? V, where are you? You were in here. Cool. Yeah, if you have any more questions, kitten or mob crush wise, just throw them out there. What kind of streams do you stream or plan on streaming? So FYI, we do have an app with Streamlabs if you're on PC, and it used to cost money, and we finally convinced Streamlabs to let us give it away for free, because their whole thing when they created the App Store was that all the apps would cost money, because obviously they wanted the money. But for us, it just made more sense because we are already a free service to continue that. So if you do have Streamlabs, it's a more integrated experience than the regular OBS. So like those things I was saying where you need to stage broadcast or you have your chat are actually in the Streamlabs app as opposed to having to have a browser window up. I need help.
I'm just climbing your hair like a rope ladder.
No, that's it. Hair goes up here. But if you don't have a Windows machine and you have a Mac, we actually have our own Mac desktop app that is a lot easier to use than OBS if you're not familiar enough with OBS. It doesn't have as many advanced features. Like, it's very primitive right now. It's only been out there for a month. So basically it lets you like access your camera and your microphone and tether your iPhone to it and pull that screen, but it doesn't do like a browser or a green screen or anything like that. Gaming, and yeah, my friend told me of the Slavs invasion. Cool. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Then you're good. If you know Slavs or OBS, then you're great. Yeah, and if you need any help setting things up, just reach out. I'm Sam Proof over on Mob Crush and everywhere. You can find me in the Discord and whatnot. But yeah, we do Twitch, Mixer, Facebook, and YouTube. And there's some rumors to opening that up to either another platform or a custom, which would be super helpful. So we'll see if that's going to come through. Yeah, it's brutal today.
They're kind of starved for attention because we were all gone yesterday.
Yeah.
I had to work yesterday. So they were really kind of left alone. And it was your birthday, so.
Yeah. Ow. Sweatpants. I need first I need to put a t-shirt on because I'm starting to get real warm in here, and then I need to put a hat on. Jesus. Thanks, B. Yeah, you keep him down. He's the one. He's the culprit. She's got him in like a lock, like a headlock. I typically use OBS, but have used Slabs in the past. Currently setting it up in Slabs to check it out. Yeah, an OBS guy myself, mostly because I tend to do a lot of things with browser sources. And the last time I looked at slobs, you couldn't, you could add a browser source, but you couldn't interact with it, which is most of the time for what I'm doing pointless, because I need to go into it and scroll around and like do all these things. There's probably other reasons, but that was like one of the main things. I'm getting killed here. Now who? Right. Hi. How's it going, Chip? I think your favorite was the one that was just attacking me. Hey, look. Why don't you do what that one does and not jump at me? There she is. I assume your favorite is yet again the tabby.
Who?
Chip.
Why was his other favorite?
His favorite, what was the tabby? Puck.
Oh,
Yeah.
As I'm standing here reading all my text, I just got a bunch of updates from the girls who adopted Huck.
Nice.
And,
Are there pictures?
and Goose. Yeah.
Cool.
Pictures and a video.
Great, you should post those on the Discord. Open source product and tons of freedom. Yeah, for sure. What's up, Drafty Bongo? Chip says, I loved Huck. Well, I think we're going to have an update picture for you. Posted on the Discord later today. I got to get out of that bed for a minute. Put this here. Okay. And 2. It is a lot of cats. It's 9 kittens. Full of pure chaos. Alright, I'll be back on screen in a second. Although we should do breakfast soon, because our kids are probably going to lose their minds just like these kittens.
Yeah.
Oh. Shirt. Let's put this away. Speaking of Love Crush, let's play. You can't see that from here. Whatever. Ew. Actually, the first shirt I grabbed. Okay. I don't know who's who in this group. Yeah, it's a lot. It took me a while. I was saying this earlier. It took me a while to get to the point where I can remember everyone.
I did post individual photos of them with their names
on
my
Instagram. On Per Foster Mama's Instagram, you
So
can
you
see
go-
individuals.
Yeah, Per Foster Mama on Instagram. You can see them. But I'm also thinking about doing like a grid one photo with all of them.
That'd be good. What I wanted to do, I mean, this is like for all litters, is like get good singles of each cat and then cut them out and then put them all in like a row. And then when people do like the names button on Mixer, it'll like slide up with like that sort of cast thing. It's just too much Photoshop work and I just haven't ever had the time for all of that. Who is the tabby? That is V.
Veronica.
Is that what that's short for?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that make sense? Yeah, the new tabby is V or Veronica. They're all black and gray except the blonde. Ow, dude! Don't jump onto legs, please. Yeah, they are primarily all black and gray. The other two are actually buffs. They're like a very pale orange. And then there's this one who's primarily black. I'm sure on camera that's what it looks like. Ow. Come on. But she actually is a tortie and she has a bunch of orange in her fur. Yeah, 2 buffs. One is all orange and the other has like some white, like a white leg and some other white accents. So this is Fiona. One of the biggest and fluffiest. There you go. So this is the one with the white socks. This is Svetlana, our first Russian kitten. Maybe. That's it. No screen time. V. At first, I was not a fan of this cat, but recently she has like warmed up to me. Yeah. Because her name is Svetlana. Technically, the two grays are Russian blues, so those would really be our first Russian kittens. But we simulcast to Good Game as well. That has a big Russian community, so that's our honor for them. Service. All right. This guy is green tip is Liam. So these are the two I can never remember. This is Liam, who has the green tip on his ear. I don't know if it comes across on this camera very well. And I think their eyes are different at this point. I think one is more green and one is more blue. Okay. And the other one is currently being attacked by Carl, which I've never seen. Alright, quick cat. So this big fluffy boy is Kevin. He's basically a tabby, but it's just very mixed in. Like his face is tabby. He has very long hair, and he is possibly the softest kitten we've ever had. He's also a big lazy ball of fur. Like, he will do this for a while. It's no wonder that he is the first one that was claimed. No! No! Why? An inevitable betrayal. Sorry, kiddo. I know you were just relaxing watching. Yeah. Alright, this one is Deb. She is orange all the way. So, like, no white anywhere, really. She's got the stripes. Like Debbie, yeah, or Deborah. They're all named after the show Shameless, which is our favorite show. Which, if you haven't watched, is fantastic. Who's down there? Oh, good, Lip. I'll save you, Lip. This is the, so this one, that's Carl on the bed. The black one. And then this is Lip. And they're two of the other closest ones to each other, because they're both all black. The big difference, which I don't know, it's not as prominent anymore, is white.
Who's that?
Lip. Am I wrong? Yeah, that's Carl. Carl is just smaller. Lip used to have a lot more little white hairs on him. You can also tell it's Lip because he bites everyone.
Nice.
Yeah. It doesn't come across on camera at all. It's there, but yeah, they used to be a lot more prominent like that.
It just depends on the angle.
What's up, almost? Yeah, there are a lot. I don't know if there really are actually more black cats nowadays, or we're just more aware of it. Alright, so this one is Carl. He's just a little bit smaller. Alright, buddy. You want to play with that ball? Fine. Carl is the smallest of the bunch. And it took him a long time to grow over 1 pound, but finally he's over a pound as of a few days, officially, and staying over it. Who haven't I done? The other Russian blue? I think that's it.
He's sleeping.
What?
He's sleeping.
Yeah, I mean, he looks basically the same. I never asked, how are the humans doing? Thanks, Raven. We're good. I just had my birthday yesterday. So I got, I don't know.
We got money and
I got some good money.
Clothes.
It'll probably go to cats and some clothes, and a flan. I was trying to remember dinner. It's like
Cheesesteaks.
it's not that important anyway. But yeah, we got cheesesteaks, which was a nice treat. But that room smells horrible.
This
It's
room?
not that bad anymore.
It's,
It's been worse.
It's not great.
Thanks, almost.
It
Yeah,
depends-
it's
it
definitely
depends
not
on how long
great.
It's been since we've emptied the
litter, sure.
litter trash.
Yeah. I don't. This litter in particular had like a very weird smell to me, and they still do. They smell. They have this weird pepperoni smell. I can't describe it any other way.
I don't think they smell like pepperoni at all.
I mean, it's not pepperoni, but that's the closest equation I can.
I mean, every weekend I try to like do a really thorough clean where I mop the whole floor with like a cleaning solution, and I like open the windows and air out the room, and you know, we wash this sheet on the bed every day and stuff, so it doesn't get too bad unless the litter trash needs to be emptied. Then it starts to stink.
Chip asks, "Isn't this 2 litters?" We're not 100% sure. So they all came from one shelter where they were all together, and we really don't know if the shelter mixed 2 litters or not.
Yeah, they all came into the shelter on the same day, and they were all put together. We don't know if they came in together, if they came in separately, if there are multiple litters, but the shelter just put them all together, so we picked them up all together as one group, and they've stayed together as one group, but they might not necessarily be siblings.
What's up over on D Live? Black Sheep, there are 9 kittens, that is correct. What's up, Corey?
Usually shelter doesn't combine cats that aren't from the same litter, but
if they're running out of space.
you know, they were only about a week old at the time, and if the rescue hadn't pulled them that night, they probably all would have been euthanized. So I think at that point it was just like a matter of space, and yeah.
What's
But
up
they
over
all
on
just
GG?
tested for feline AIDS and feline leukemia, and they all tested negative, so I guess it was okay that they were combined.
Right. What's up over on Good Game Nikon? Oh man, I can't read that. Sovrameni, Lunar, and Vega. I can't tell if these are from last night or if these are new chats, because
There's no time stamp?
no, not on Good Game, and they didn't show up in Restream. So who knows? All right. Yes, they are adorable, Black Sheep. They're all healthy. I don't know what's the answer on that.
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
But I mean, we're still treating them.
They're on an antibiotic right now.
Hey, Chevy Camaro!
Because they weren't healthy a couple of weeks ago. They were having some digestive issues, but they're doing a lot better now.
Chevy, I don't know if
I
you're.
think we're out of the woods.
Yeah. I don't know if you were on camera. We got the brush the other day. Thank you again. Over on D Live, yes, they have names. They're all named after the cast of Shameless. So the 2 black ones are Carl and Lip. The 2 orange ones are Debbie and Svetlana. The 2 gray ones, which are over here, are Liam and Carl.
Liam and Ian.
Liam and Ian, sorry. Carl's that one. Kevin is the big fluffy one, and then
Gray tabby.
the gray tabby. The tortie is Fiona. Hi, everybody. And the other tabby, who has the most obvious tabby stripes, is V. Or Veronica. It's not Victoria?
No, it's Veronica.
Okay. All right. Also, the computer that I have all of the many chats on needs to be plugged in. Are you going to do a Game of Thrones litter? We did one back in the fall, but we made.
2 falls ago.
Was it that long ago already? Shoot.
Aria is about.
That's right, because Aria's over a year.
We ended up adopting one of those, and it was Aria, and she will be 2 next month, June 16th.
Yeah. So yeah, we did one. I don't know. We were this litter almost was going to be another Game of Thrones litter, because the show had just come back on when we got them.
And there are so many names,
and there's so many names to use. But somebody else who volunteers for the same rescue also used Game of Thrones, and we were like, that seems confusing. Oh,
thanks a lot.
man. That sucks. Love cats, but that would be too many for me to handle. Yeah, I mean, this litter has been challenging for sure. The next one we foster will probably just be 3 cats at the most, unless it's a mom with cats.
Well, it wouldn't be 3; it would be 2 or 4.
2 or 4,
probably.
sure.
I mean, I try to keep it
Even numbers, yeah. Can I see Arya?
Move it.
Yes. If you...
Yes, you can. You can go get her and bring her in.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Alright. I'll bring her in. 100%.
She might not want you to carry her.
Well, I'm just going to do that. Arya!
Trying to scoop this litter, and Svetlana came and knocked the whole bag over. Stinky cats. Arya is a calico tortie. She's mostly tortie, but she has white feet and a white chest and white on her face. She was my favorite of that Game of Thrones litter. Which is why I named her Arya, because that's my favorite character. Kind of had a feeling I was going to end up keeping her from the beginning. It was a litter of 5, and the names we used were Arya, Sansa, Jon Snow, Brienne, and
Condors have the longest
Daenerys.
wingspan. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, I gotta close this.
Biggest bird.
Okay.
What are they doing?
Just making a mess, probably. You know how they are.
Hi,
Oh,
Arya.
I should have grabbed the thing. Yeah, we had Danny. Danny was all white-ish.
Yeah, Danny was
She was
like
more
a
like a
snowshoe,
cream. Yeah.
lilac point Siamese.
I need to get
And we
that
actually
out.
kept Danny and Arya for a couple of months.
Danny was my favorite.
'Cause
Arya
we were
was not so much.
considering adopting both of them, but we ended up not mostly because Danny didn't really like our dog.
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry.
So Arya is the basis of our logo, our avatar, which I chose specifically because of the 2 cats. She is the one that we previously fostered and then adopted. All right, I need to get the plug for that computer. So I'll be back again. Might as well put on jeans while I'm out there so I don't get destroyed again.
We usually Arya usually wants to come in and see the foster kittens. Our other cat really wants nothing to do with them. But Arya loves to come in and see them. And so usually as soon as our foster kittens have been combo tested and we know that they don't have feline AIDS or feline leukemia, then we let Arya come into the room. And she likes to bathe the kittens and play with them, and she's very motherly to them. But this particular litter, we haven't let her in yet. First of all, they just got tested on Monday, but also they've had some GI issues, like some parasites and stuff and diarrhea, and so I didn't really want her coming in and grooming them and all of that, because I didn't want her to get sick and catch it and then them be passing it back and forth and what have you. She's jumped in this room one time briefly, and then I took her back out. But now that the kittens are feeling better and they've been tested, it's okay. I'm probably not going to leave her in here all day, but in for a few minutes is fine. I'll probably stop her if she tries to groom them.
Right.
But yeah, this would be their first time meeting, really, officially right now. She didn't meet the berry kittens, the last litter that we had, because we had the mom. And I didn't want to make the mom feel, I didn't want to make
Unsafe.
Blue feel, like any kind of stress or anything. So I didn't let Arya in.
But yeah, she's usually the first contact. Ow! Dude. The bed
And then
was so
usually
far.
once the kittens are like adoption ready, we start kind of letting them explore outside of this room. Especially if we only have a couple, or like maybe if half the litter's been adopted and we still have a few, we'll start leaving our door open and just like at night when our kids go to bed, and the house is kind of quiet and chill. We'll let them come out and just kind of start exploring the house, and they'll see our dog and they'll see our other cat and, kind of explore the living room and stuff. But that's usually once they've been spayed and neutered and they're listed for adoption and they're bigger and older. You should change it to that camera one. A lot of times Arya likes to come in and just sit on the very top perch of the cat tree and keep watch. None of these kittens seem to really care too much that she's in here except for Fiona.
Did you answer this? Is the adult cat also a tortoiseshell calico? She is a calico.
Yeah, I said that when we were going to get her, but I don't know if the other person heard me. She's a calico, so I think all torties are calicos, or all
I would assume
calicos
it's all.
are torties,
I
something
think
like that.
all torties are
So,
calicos. Is
yeah,
accurate?
that's what I think too. So anyway, she's mostly tortie, but she has white feet and white on her chest and a white on her face, which makes her a calico, because she's tri-colored. I think calico, the definition is like tri-colored. Lip seems super interested in playing with her. That does too. Fiona is like not so sure. Fiona puffed up and hissed. And
Oh really?
Fiona's just like very.
There could be only one calico.
Fiona is like very closely watching her from afar.
I've never seen another cat like me. Can't be wet. Hi, honey.
Liz is like all about playing.
Yeah.
She's under there smelling.
Yeah, maybe we can convince Chan and Sarah to take Lip. They clearly like older cats. That's night visioned.
Yeah, I don't know, because I'm standing there.
I guess it's like meeting a new person, sure.
Will it go off of night vision if I move? Was I blocking the light? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. It could have just been the shadow.
I love how playful Carl's gotten.
They can't really see anything there. I'm gonna go back to the bed.
That's fine. Let's just do all things or something. Can move this ladder.
Alright, I just don't want to leave it on all cams
They're
for
all
too
puffed
long.
up.
Gotta move the ladder, sure.
I already did. Both of them have like super puffy tails. They're like, who are you? What's going on? Why are you in here? Is it frozen on my legs?
Well, you were standing pretty still for a while. But that also might just be, it looks like they paused it. I'll get the official in a second. No, it's moving. Someone is using the tablet. Yeah, they really like that thing. I gotta find a good app that they can just do stuff with.
A fish one or a bird one?
I saw this one, but it cost money, but that it was like for toddlers to play music. So it's just a bunch of different colored squares.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that might be cool. I can feed it into the computer in a good way. Although it's an app, it's not for... That's technically a computer, not a tablet. Just has a touch screen. So I don't know if I can actually bring things from the. All right, now. What are you doing? Don't do things. It's neat to see different angles at once when you're showing the camera. It's cool.
You can kind of see, like, the people who came to pick out Spet and Kev.
Yeah.
They were like, the guy was like, he was watching the live stream. He's like, I was trying to gauge like how big the room was based on the live stream.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, it's small. It's a small room. I mean, you can basically tell there's like a bed right in the middle, and then there's three sides to the bed. There's like,
would be a plenty.
This is the right side of the bed.
If the bed wasn't here, it would be a big room.
The bottom of the bed over here, which is kind of pointed down.
Sorry, I was hitting a kitten.
No. This is the bottom of the bed, and then this is the other side of the bed. It's like the camera pretty much gets those three sides of the bed, and then the bed itself. There's not much else happening in this room.
It's like 1 and 2, or I mean, basically all the cameras hit like a 90 degrees. Like they're along two walls. So yeah, you see most of it. Although I'm gonna try and mount one closer to the cat tree soon. And the bed, technically.
I made that camera go night vision again. That camera drives me insane. I'm gonna go change the water.
What time do you usually feed them so they know when to tune in for feedings?
Typically on the weekend we feed them in their morning feeding is a little bit later. Like today we didn't feed them until about 10. But typically it's between 8 and 9 on the weekdays in the morning.
Pacific.
And then hang on 1 second. Let me finish my thought. Between 8 and 9 a.m. on the weekdays, and then between I've just switched from feeding them 4 times a day to feeding them 3 times a day. So it used to be like 1 p.m., 6 p.m., and then midnight-ish, and now it's more like between 8 and 9 in the morning. Whoa, are you okay? Are you okay, buddy? And then around like 4 p.m. and then between 11 and midnight.
Okay, Betty, what did you want to say? You can't stand on that. That is not for humans. It's not structurally sound. Go. I'm asking you what you want. Don't just come in and start crying. Knock it off. Sorry guys, hope nobody had their headphones on and got blasted out by that. She's okay. It's got a long tail. No, that is... Oh, okay, where are we? Alright. Where's the other freaking chat? Big cat. Hey, Pink. Yeah, so I think it was you, Black Sheep, that asked, and I'm sure Amanda already answered this, but yes, Arya is not related to these cats at all, so the big cat in the room is just a guest. I had to turn it down. I'm more awake now. Sorry about that. Betty has a very short trigger. I don't think I've ever asked yet, but how old are they? And oh God, I have to do math now. Somebody in Mixer do the age thing. They are, I'm going to say they're 7 weeks. 56 days. Thanks, Chip. I wish that converted to, first I wish that, like rounded, because technically those hours, minutes, and seconds are completely wrong. Like, we don't have that information, but that particular counter, that's...
Where's Aria? Did she go out?
No, she's over here. She's still here. But yeah, 56 days. 7 weeks? Is that the
They're 8 weeks
8
today.
weeks. That's math. Yeah, they're...
8 weeks today. Oh, Aria.
But also, that's like...
Be nice.
That's what the vet guesses. So we don't really know.
Well, that's what the shelter does.
Shelter guessed.
And
Yeah.
honestly, because they're it's likely that it's more than one litter, their birthdays might be different. They guessed that they were all born around 3:30, but
Yeah. Oh, really?
yeah.
They know that? Or they guess that?
That was-
Interesting.
That was
I
the guess.
don't
at the
think I knew
shelter.
that part, because I can adjust that time.
No, 3:30, like
Oh, the
March
day.
30th.
March 30th. Yeah. Okay.
Not 3:30 p.m.
I
or
see.
something. Yeah, they guessed that they were all born around March 30th. The day that they were brought into the shelter was April 12th. So my guess is all of their eyes were open, but they were
Right.
really young looking, you know, because usually their eyes open between 7 and 10 days.
Okay. So, yeah, Black Sheep, just to answer like a bunch of those things at once, we're here to answer questions, so don't apologize for that at all. This is why we come on camera at all. And thanks for being part of our stream.
We love it when you ask questions.
Yeah, this is all about
The
that.
more questions, the
What
better.
else? And oh yeah, so we are multicasting. We're on about depending on the week, 10 or 11 different platforms right now. Another Bob question. Do you want that in English or in
Gibberish.
Sam speak? Does the Go Live Get Paid work with the Mob Crush integration on slabs, or do you have to use Studio? I'm actually not 100% sure on that answer. I know there's definitely an intention for it to work on that, but I don't know if they've built in that functionality yet. So, but if you do slabs, you can still do the, it's the same account. Either way, you're creating a Mob Crush account. So all you would need to do is get the overlay and put it in as a browser source. So it would still be usable. It just would, I don't think it's built in yet, if that makes sense. Also, for all your streamers out there, Mob Crush is doing a weekly, well, it's a 3-month giveaway called the Crush Challenge, and every week we put out different streaming challenges, so you can look for that. How old do they have to be for adoption?
They need to be spayed and neutered to get adopted. And so in order to be spayed and neutered, they need to be 2 pounds or larger. And that's typically happens around 8 weeks. Most of our kitties get spayed and neutered and adopted between 8 and 10 weeks. So they all just turned 8 weeks today. These guys had some like GI issues, so they had a week or two where their weight gain was really slow.
Yeah.
So some of them are really far behind, like Carl. Some of them aren't really far behind at all, like Fiona, who's over 2 pounds. So Fiona and V will be spayed this week. Kev, Svetlana, and Lip are getting spayed and neutered the week after, and then the other 4 will probably be the following week. And they'll probably hit 2 pounds well before that, especially based on their weight gain the past week. But the vet that I work with can only do so many appointments. They're really busy, especially this time of year. So that's,
Yeah.
kind of the soonest we'll be able to do it. So by 10 weeks, they should all be done. Maybe 11 for Carl and the little guys. But, so yeah, so Svetlana and Kev are going to be adopted the weekend after their appointment. So around, right about when they turn 10 weeks will be their adoption day, around June 8th. Fiona and V, since they're getting spayed this coming week, it could end up getting adopted earlier. No, that was one of the kittens that hissed, although she did just bat at Carl.
Oh, Carl.
I think that's V that hissed and growled. Oh, that's Aria growling. Hey, do you want to go out? I think because there are so many, it's a little bit
she's a little
crazy.
overwhelmed.
Plus, they're bigger than they usually are by the time she gets to come in, but
Yeah.
usually takes. It depends. Some litters she comes in, but that's usually if there's only like 2 of them. She'll come in and just start grooming them, and if they're smaller, sometimes it takes a day or 2. With the Friends kittens, there were 6 of them, and it took her a couple days to kind of get. For the first couple days, she mostly just sat up at the top thing and washed them.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually, she got pretty close, especially with Phoebe, who was kind of like her identical twin.
Right.
You remember? Her and Phoebe were kind of pals.
Very good friends.
And they were very similar looking, too, which was funny.
So 2 are as good as adopted, and we have 2 friends coming in tomorrow that
Are looking for
one. So we can't.
I'm kind of hoping it'll be Fiona, although they said they want a short-haired.
I'm hoping.
But maybe once they meet her, they'll change their mind.
Maybe. So yeah, essentially 3 are adopted, but officially nobody really. I mean, I guess officially Svetlana and Kevin are spoken for.
They've already done the application process, and they're
Oh, that's right.
They've done everything.
Yeah.
Those guys are.
As long as they just don't back out.
Yeah, exactly.
Get that.
Maybe I think Arya just wants to watch. Here. Arya, do you want to go out?
Take a break.
Do you want to go out? She doesn't want to go out. She just wants to watch them.
Go up to the thing. I don't think they can get up to the top one, Arya. I don't think they figured it out yet.
This is like a train of like wrestling happening.
Yeah.
Kev is biting Deb's tail, and Deb's is biting Liam's legs.
I was gonna say the other night there was like a biting train.
And now Carl's joined in on Kev's tail. Carl and Kev, Kev on Deb, and Deb on Liam. You guys are funny.
How long has your channel been running? On Mixer specifically. Over a year.
Less than a year.
No. Isn't it been a year at this point? Oh, right. It's not fall right now.
Yeah.
So 7 months. But previous to Mixer, we were doing YouTube for a year or so. So we've been streaming for a while.
We've been streaming for a while.
Yeah, I mean since the beginning, right?
We didn't stream Cloudy and Stormy, and I don't remember if we streamed the Game of Thrones litter. But definitely by the time we had like the Star Wars kittens, and definitely by the time we had the Walking Dead kittens.
No, okay, we did stream Cloudy and Stormy, but it was like straight to Facebook. It wasn't 24/7, and I was using an iPhone to do it.
Yes.
So we've been streaming since the beginning, just not persistently.
Not a 24/7 stream.
Yeah.
Because I really didn't jump on board with the streaming until Mixer. Until we started streaming through Mixer. Before that, I just found it very intrusive.
And for anyone curious, they're available for adoption in Los Angeles. What webcams do you use? Ha! So, let's see. What's the best way to do it? So this guy here is the standard Logitech C920. And then I'm going to use this to show you the other cameras. Because everyone should know what that one looks like. Camera number 1 is actually 4 other cameras. So it's these guys, and these are security cameras from Onwat. So there's another one over there. I only have 2 plugged in right now. Technically 3, but it's in that drawer. And then that goes into a security box, which is behind all that stuff. Aria left? Okay. Camera number 2 is the one that I'm using, the Logitech. Camera number 3 is this really old, I don't even know what this is anymore. It's the Creative Live. It's probably the worst of the cameras. And then camera number 4 is a camcorder. This is a pretty cheap camcorder, but it's not bad as far as what it does. So yeah, that is the answer to that. We're hoping to upgrade our cameras in the near future, because yeah, some of them are not great. But we also need to first upgrade the computer that we're using to really just handle it, because only 1 or 2 of these are actually HD. What motivated you to take on 9 kittens?
Craziness.
Insanity?
Yeah. They were a group of 9, and they were about, Kittenrescue had pulled them from the shelter, and they were at the rescue, and they needed a foster, and I was looking for kittens to foster, and they were the age that I was looking for, because I wanted kittens that wouldn't be ready for adoption until June, because I knew I wouldn't be able to do adoption events and just all the time required to do that until June, because May was very busy. And they were a group of 9, and
well, at first
my whole thought process was like, I knew all year long. I knew once kitten season started, I wanted to try and get set up so that we could take on maybe 2 litters at a time, or more than 1 litter, so that we could be of more help, because they always there's never enough fosters during kitten season. And so I kind of wanted to be able to do that anyway. So once I realized, it's a group, it's basically 2 litters in one, and they don't need to be separate from each other. Yeah. Which is usually the hard part for us, just because of physical space. We usually can't keep 2 litters that need to be isolated or separated from each other. But because that wasn't an issue with these guys, I thought, well, it is kind of taking on 2 litters. We can be really helpful. And yeah, originally when I went, I said, well, there's 9. I can pick, 4 or 6 of them. How many do you think I should get? And Sam said, I don't know, 4.
I said 4.
Maybe 6. And then as I started driving there, of course, my best friend, who also fosters, is like, take all 9, take all 9. And during my half-an-hour drive to the rescue to pick them up, I was just talking myself out of it. But I really just wanted to take all 9 of them. And then I texted Sam and I said, what if I took all 9? It would be complete mayhem, in the kitten cam. It would be awesome. Mostly I did it for you guys. I did it so that there would always be a cat on camera. So our room would be crazy bonkers. And yeah.
All right, but technically, so we got 6 to start.
Yes.
And then we put it out to the community that there were 3 more. And then thanks to Cereal and Pink and a few other people and their donations, we took on the other 3.
Yeah. When I went to pick them up, I realized they were all still being bottle fed. They weren't starting to wean yet.
It's Miss Super. That was the other one.
I was like,
God damn it.
I knew that I couldn't really realistically bottle feed 9 kittens. That just wasn't going to happen. And the week that they wean and transition from bottle feeding to eating wet food, it's so time consuming to feed them. That I just knew that would be impossible to do with 9 of them. So I took 6, and then I said, in a week, after these guys are weaned, I will come back and get the other 3. And we got some great donations, which really helped us feel like confident in taking on mine because that's a lot of kittens to feed.
All right, let's see. Fitted.
But we still desperately need wet food.
Yeah, if anyone wants to be our hero, go to our wish list.
They are eating
and grab some wet
beyond
food.
our imagination.
Don't play the computer.
You know, we typically estimate that each kitten will eat about one of those 3-ounce cans a day. And these guys are eating like
A lot.
almost double that. They're eating at least 6 of the 6-ounce cans a day.
Yeah.
Between all of them, so.
So, Fitted. How do I read that name? I can't pronounce this. Fitted Nanon. Where is that comment? I see kittens, yes. I love kittens. Yeah, thank you. Welcome to the thing. Oh, it was actually Fluffy Button. Fluffy Bunny said you should get partnered. We actually just tried to get partnered on Mixer.
Anyway,
And we were denied. So that was our second attempt. And we can technically do it again in 90 days, but honestly we're going to focus on other stuff. Because based on their remarks, it's just not in the cards anytime soon. Amanda thinks it's never going to be in the cards.
Never gonna happen.
It's not true.
It's not. We don't fit their criteria.
We don't.
And
Yeah.
we won't fit their criteria unless we want to drastically change our channel and stop 24/7 streaming kittens.
Yeah, basically her
Because we
interpretation.
can't talk to the camera 24/7.
Right.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Basically, and we took away slightly different things from the. Her takeaway was that based on their feedback, all they want is to us to be doing a show that's essentially like this. Hey guys, what's going on? I've set proof. There are some kittens here. Don't worry about those. That's not important. Let me talk to you. Blah, 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 blah. And that's, the kind of thing that they're looking for is a hyper-interactive, human on-camera kind of stream, which clearly is not what we are. What did you just do, dude? I think there's a barrier for entry that is obviously slightly harder for us to do.
Up on the ledge where my phone is.
Because it's going to fall.
They can't really get up there to
All right.
or put it up on top of the cat tree.
Well, I want to be able to see if things are coming, if there's chat coming. I personally believe that there will be a point, and it's not going to be anytime soon, but in a year or so, when we just have so many people constantly in the chat talking that they'll have to look at it and be like, okay, yeah.
I don't think that'll happen.
I think it will.
I think that they have very clear
I agree, Chip.
set patterns of or set criteria.
I mean,
very clear criteria of what they want a partner channel to be.
Here's the thing.
And even if we have like 1 million people in the chat room, we don't fit that criteria unless that criteria changes.
Well, it will. I understand that they came into this space as like, this is what Twitch is doing. We are going to be the alternative to Twitch, and we're going to compete with that. I'm someone who works specifically in this industry, and I can tell you right now that Twitch's criteria is changing, and they're putting a lot more focus on mobile gaming and IRL streaming, and it is just going to spill down, because that's actually where things got its roots. All of streaming got its roots in IRL, because it was so hard to do game streaming back in 2005. It was, capture cards did not exist. Elgato did not exist. I mean, I guess they existed, but they were doing other things. So it's going to be a gradual entry point, but I think at some point we will have a big enough following, we'll have enough chat traffic that they'll have to look at it and be like, yeah, here you go. Sorry, we took a while. We didn't realize what the value was, and I think that's it, is, we have to make it look more valuable, I guess. So we're not going anywhere. We will continue to stream everywhere. Xbox and Mixer you don't even have. You could just stream from your Xbox. Right. Yeah. Anyway. Don't worry. Kitten cam will not be going away. The only times it will be off is when we just don't have kittens. And I'm trying to find other things to focus on for now. And you need to not eat this cable. Come on, guys. Can we not do that? It's disappointing, obviously. Which will be never. Close to never. Wait, which thing did I say? Anyway. Oh, when we have no kittens? Yeah. We take a few weeks off here and there, basically, yeah. Not having kittens. I mean, at some point we're probably going to want to go on a vacation. We might take a couple weeks off, 2 or 3 weeks off, come like Christmas time. And like, yeah, we might take a week off. There's slowdowns in the season. We do. Command, there you go. Thanks, Raven. Yeah, we have a Discord. And that's, I think one of the other things we're going to start putting a little more focus on trying to grow our Discord out as well. I want to try and get more shelters and rescues and fosters involved in our Discord, because I don't really think there's a Discord out there that's out there for people like that. So, and make it more of an educational area. Because right now, we have a big like part that's dedicated to adoption listings and stuff, but it doesn't really get used. It's just all the general stuff that gets used. So, join the Discord. Post pictures of your pets. There's plenty of that. You got stuck on Velcro. And, man, it's noon already? We've been talking for a while. We were only going to do like 10 minutes. We got to eat breakfast still. Hi, Fee. I am considering doing a lot more stuff on my own mixer, which is Sam Proof. I'm a big board game person. I used to do a podcast live stream when Stickam existed, for those of you who remember Stickam, called Pizza Games and Zombies, which was also under the Sandproof brand. So I'm thinking about doing a highly interactive board game experience using the Mixer interactive stuff. So maybe I can get partnered with that, because that will fit their criteria. It does not nearly have the following, because I haven't really used it. I've been too busy with working and kittens and being a dad. But I might start doing like 1 day a week or something like that. Seriously? Stop. This is the issue, so we're going to put this behind here. You could do Jackbox games. Damn it. Amanda specifically said that you didn't go up there. Jackbox games on the Kitten Cam or on my own channel? Clearly they love electronics. Yeah, cats love cables. That is a thing. On my own. Right on. I actually wanted to... There's like a million things if I had just had an endless pile of money that I would want to do in the kitten room. And one of them would be like to set up some kind of iPad with a game and feed in the game as well as a camera that was on the kitten, and just like have a little segment of the show where cats play games. They could play Cat Quest. It's a good RPG. I don't know how far they'd get, but they could do it. I could do one of those like idle tap games. GoPro Kitten. I have a Yi action cam, which is like the Chinese knockoff of GoPro. But the model I have doesn't have like a wireless connection. You would have to HDMI it, which wouldn't really work. Actually, wait. Can I view it from the phone app? I think I can view it from the phone app live. That's right. It just doesn't have the custom RTMP. I feel like the kittens would lose their mind if I tried to do that. Use a great alternative. I love it, man. For the price point, I'm kind of kicking myself for not getting the better version of it at this point. Because like they did release one that could stream directly from the interface, but I have like the cheapy one. But technically, I didn't buy it. It was a birthday present or a Christmas present. Hero series? What do you? Oh, the GoPro Hero. Is that what that is? Yeah. Okay, hang on. Let me try and get in on this. Woke up. Hey, what's up, Brandon? See, maybe if I just did this all day, they'd be more into. That would be more in line with what Mitchell wants. I don't know. Yeah, I think Hero is GoPro. And oh, there's something on Twitch. I gotta look at this other screen for a second. Oh, it's just
Oh my God, Liz. Look at this cat.
Alright, we should do breakfast.
I know.
Yeah,
I just gave the girls.
I just did what you're about to do.
What? Zoom in? You
Yes,
zoomed in on him?
I did.
Oh my God, he's so funny right now.
But he woke up the
Adorable.
minute I did it. You mean the E4K ones?
I just gave them
Yeah.
berries and yogurt, so
Oh, okay.
they're fine.
Well, Well, which was the... yeah, I don't think mine's a 4K. I'm pretty sure it's not. I could technically hook that up to the stream. The only issue is I need to get the right HDMI cable for it. Like I have adapters I can do to a normal HDMI cable to make it work, but then I can't also plug it in to charge, so it would only be live for
Alright,
you know
guys, get
20
off this
minutes or
camera.
something. Otherwise. If you're interested in the things that we're trying to do in the future, I set up a Trello board a while ago. So you can find that link on the Mix Play link button page, as long as it's working today.
He's asleep. His eyes are, well, now they're open, but he was just kind of sleeping with his eyes open.
Raven says, I will agree that the Yi action camera are a fair price than GoPro. Quality-wise, there is a little difference. Yeah. I mean, there is. It's not...
Dude, stop fighting.
Yeah, Flip is horrible right now. And also, like I assume you mean quality-wise of the video, but I mean also the device itself. Seems like the GoPro would survive more rugged handling. But yeah, it's for the price point is pretty good. Oh yeah, it was buzzing. But also you're gonna take pictures, right? coffee really quick. And I'll be back. We're probably going to wrap things up pretty soon. So ask any questions you want to ask. I'll be right back. Hi, Pat. You okay, buddy? Do you know who the... No, we don't have any information about the parents. The kittens were dropped off to a shelter, which was passed off to a rescue, and then they gave them to us to foster. And there's generally no information that comes to us in those scenarios. Hey, Speed Demon. Welcome. So yeah, unless they turn over the mother as well, we never get that.
Or unless they come from a different source, not from the animal shelter.
Right. Yeah, we honestly don't even know if they were strays or ferals or just surrendered. I don't know.
What?
Happy birthday banner fell.
Oh, it's okay.
I don't know.
Okay, we'll fix it. Or we'll just take it down, doesn't matter. Birthday's over anyway. Thanks,
Can you
Betty.
keep the other side down?
Oh, it's hanging. Alright, I'll be out in a couple minutes. Thanks, Betty. By the way, if anybody wants to donate their services of video editing or graphic design, reach out to me. Because we have some projects we'd like to get done, but I just never have the time to do it myself anymore. You can email samproof@gmail.com or cuteavalanche@gmail.com. I understand this is a controversial question, but how do you feel about adopting cats through pet stores versus adoption centers plus rescues? So in California, that's all the same thing now.
Yeah, in California, you're not allowed to sell cats, like from a breeder. Like you can't. Pet stores are not allowed to acquire cats from breeders and sell them in the store. All cats that are in pet stores here are cats that are coming from a rescue, and you're paying an adoption fee to the rescue.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the rescues get them from various places, from local city shelters or from like trap neuter projects, or they're abandoned or whatever we call it, dumped in front of different rescues or pet stores or whatever, or people find them outside and bring them to the rescue or bring them to a shelter. So yeah, it's kind of all the same. I don't really think, I'm not supportive so much of people who buy breeded cats and kittens.
Yeah.
I understand why people want to, especially if they want a specific breed, like a Bengal or Persian or something like that. But
you work hard enough, you can find
I
them in a
feel
shelter.
like kittens are kittens, and they're all awesome, and they're all cute, and you can find, if you really want something specific, and if you really work hard to pay attention to all your local rescues, you will find what you're looking for. And there are so many, thousands and thousands of cats euthanized every single day. because there aren't enough people to
Yeah.
take care of them. So why
Right.
would you breed and buy when you can adopt
Right.
a rescued kitten and save
Yeah.
a life instead of creating or contributing to the problem?
So no kitty
overpopulation.
mills. Yes, no kitty
Yeah.
mills.
And what's happening in like
New
New
Zealand?
Zealand and Australia, where they're
I believe it was Australia.
like hardcore just poisoning millions of cats.
That's crazy.
I mean, it's insane.
And they're having a big problem with cats affecting the wildlife, but they're gonna poison them all, which is gonna affect the wildlife.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I don't understand how they can just drop large quantities of poison
They're
on these
insane.
cats without it affecting other animals. Like, I don't understand how that
they
happens.
can't. They don't. No, it's
I haven't. I've obviously
weird.
read enough of the details
right.
to know for sure, like exactly what's the plan is.
Those
there,
kittens look like they're having fun
seems
climbing on
terrible.
her. Yeah. Yes. The minute you sit down, you
Climbing,
will have a lap of
flying,
kittens.
biting,
It is what it is.
all of those things. Hello, Kev. You're so soft and fuzzy.
But yeah, and also like, cats that have been bred to that extent, the kitty mill extent, are like more prone to genetic issues and
Definitely.
all sorts of things like that. So
And a lot of
there's
times
no
those
good.
breeders are like, yeah,
Horrible-
it's not
horrible
like they're
people.
taking care of those cats. They're in it to make money. And,
Mhm.
they do things like take a litter of kittens and put them in a dumpster
Right.
at Coachella. And did you hear about that?
No.
Actually, I think that was puppies, but
Mm.
yeah, there was a puppy mill woman who took 7 puppies and dumped them in a dumpster at Coachella, and somebody saw her and she got arrested. And
Thank
then they
God.
confiscated like 60
Oh,
dogs from her house or
Jesus
something
Christ.
like that.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
they're not
Yeah.
taken care of. They're riddled with disease. They die all the time. It's just like so sad.
Yeah.
So unnecessary and such a waste. And,
Anyway.
like Kitten Lady,
Yeah.
Hannah Shaw, who's a huge kitten foster and kitten advocate. Her partner, fiance,
Hmm.
the cat photographer,
Right.
he, like when they met, I think he had a cat, a Bengal, that he had purchased
Sure.
from a breeder and, didn't really understand everything he knows now about
Sure.
kittens and
And
kitten
I'm
rescue
sure
and all
most
of that.
people going into
and,
it don't.
and he's spoken publicly and honestly about that. Like, yes, I have this cat. Yes, I purchased him, but now I've learned so much since then. And, obviously I'm totally pro rescue and adoption and not
Right.
so much for that anymore. And, but it is what it is. And
Yeah. Oh, don't feel bad, Raven. That is a legitimate question, and obviously, it is a discussion that needs to be had more often because, a lot of people don't know.
as well as just people who just flat out don't bother to get their pets spayed and neutered
Sure.
because, I
Yeah.
don't know, for whatever reason. They don't
Right.
want to pay for it. They don't think it's necessary. They don't believe in, like,
Mhm.
sterilizing their animals. They think their animals should have the right to choose or
Right.
who knows. I don't know why, but it's just,
Yeah.
that is infuriating as well.
Sure.
No, don't mean to judge anybody, but like, that,
Yeah. I mean, I get it. There's a lot of things to that. There's also that whole thing of like, but this cat's so awesome. Why wouldn't I want 12 more
right.
of this
Or
cat?
like,
You know,
I want a
like-
cat. I want my kids to see our cat have a baby and
Right,
have a litter
that
and go
too,
through
sure.
that. And we can find homes for them, but it's like, then just foster a local cat
Yeah.
with babies from the shelter.
Yeah. Oops, sorry.
You could be a one-off foster. Every single shelter needs help during kitten season, especially, and they
Right.
always, they get pregnant moms or moms with kittens too, and,
Yeah.
we've had both. We've had moms with babies and a pregnant mom. Like, you can find that if that's
Yeah.
what you're looking for. You don't have to create it.
Right.
And, yeah.
Alright. Should we do breakfast?
Most of the time when people don't spay and neuter, it's just out of ignorance. They just don't know that it's how important it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's how many? What was the study? How many strays and ferals are there? 200,000.
I don't know. No,
That seems-
no, more. Way more.
That's like LA.
Something
It's
like
like
12,000 a day are euthanized across the country.
Yeah. That's crazy.
200 million might be more. I don't know. It's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, they're just too cute right now.
Any other questions? And meow to you, the Moors. Are you on YouTube? Is that the YT if you're the Moors? Raven says, I am always pro-adoption. I personally feel bad for rescues mentally. Plus, it's less dangerous to the cat for it to be spayed. Yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah, I mean, spaying and neutering takes care of a lot of like territorial issues, marking issues,
Well,
health issues.
yeah, and specifically with female cats, if they go into heat, their risk of cancer is like, if they don't get impregnated and they go into heat, their risk of cancer is like 80%. I don't remember that study completely, but I learned that a long time ago because Marie had those cats that she had me watching, and that one cat did, and I found that out, and I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, and
Like,
cats,
it's so terrible.
People don't understand that kittens as young as 4 months old can get pregnant.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they think, I don't know, a lot of people are under this misconception that a female cat needs to have one heat cycle before they get spayed.
Right.
Like somehow
that's so
more
weird.
healthy or something for
I've
them,
never
or
heard
safer
that.
for them. But I feel like it's just not true, and it's not necessary. And they could get, like, what if they escaped or got out, or like, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I learned that a while ago, so look that up to make sure that's accurate.
Well, I know that, like,
It's
for,
definitely not
for
good for
women, like,
Yeah.
when I became a mother, I learned this, that if you breastfeed, your chances of getting breast cancer decrease significantly.
Oh, sure. That makes sense.
For, like, human women.
Right.
So it kind of makes sense
Yeah.
a little bit.
The world is definitely an odd place for animals. That's true. I mean, human interaction with animals alone has deviated evolution in such a weird way. Cat Sash.
I know. Girl.
Well, let me put
Why
this
is
out
he
there.
looking at you?
I don't know, because I'm awesome. So we've been using Neat Clip just because we're on so many different platforms to do clipping. But what is the website for Boom? Does anybody know that? Because I know that one works with Mixer, and Neat Clip doesn't really work with Mixer very well. At least they have not, unless they've updated it. Alright. Oh, that Luis guy uses it. Is it just boom.tv? Alright. Thanks, Raven. I gotta look into that. See if we shouldn't just set that up for on the Mixer side. willing to have your opinion. Mindful. We like dogs too. We have a dog who may or may not show up on stream one of these days. If you have a laser pointer, cats. We have a laser pointer thanks to Chevy. Chevy's not in here anymore. Get 9 dogs.
No thanks.
No, okay. We may foster dogs in the future, but that's going to be several years away, probably.
Mostly we rent our home, so
Yeah.
that would be a lot harder for us to pull off.
10? No. Damn it. Yeah. I'm worried about laser pointers because of how their eyes work. Sure. Mm-hmm.
Disco ball. We didn't get the disco ball.
Yeah. But if we got it, we would probably hang it over, I would do it over here.
Sure.
So,
Yeah,
like,
because
right
it's
over
by the
the pen,
window, so
basically.
it would reflect light from the window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it would, there's no camera really pointing at it, but, right here. So, there's, alright, I gotta go take care of it. That's where the pen is, so we'd probably hang it here.
What's wrong?
I say laser pointers are fine if not handled by youngins unless they've been told how to do it safe. Yeah, I think that's accurate, Raven.
Mommy's kisses are the best.
Mommy's kisses are the best. Look at all the sleeping kittens.
Iris, should we have some pancakes? Or are you full from
We're
yogurt?
having blueberry pancakes.
Yeah, are you ready? Or are you all full from eating that yogurt?
I also for me, I don't.
Come on.
Look at how cute all the sleeping kitties are. There was a point when all 9 of them could fit in that small bed, and now
I mean, they were all in
5
there
are
like 2
filling it
days
up.
ago.
Well, no, that one.
Oh, that one is
I've been
bigger.
taking that one out
That's
every
right.
day.
I meant to
He's
take
not
it out
in bed.
yesterday. I forgot. I thought of it when I
You
got
put
to work.
the small one out.
Yeah.
in bed.
The other day I thought, didn't I
No,
bring
you
it?
didn't bring it out either day.
I definitely thought about it yesterday. I was like,
Because it's a bigger bed.
Iris Pink says, hi, Iris.
Hi. Pink.
Check
Tilt the camera a little bit.
this one?
Yeah.
Tilt it down or over?
Just turn it to the slightly, yeah, there you
Ooh.
go. That's lip, and lip is kind of scratchy and bitey, so be gentle. Careful. Liam is a little bit more heavy. And it looks like Liam is coming over to you to say hi, so he might be the one for you to pet and hold.
Is this technically kitty ASMR?
What does that mean?
ASMR is that like there's a wave of live streams where people just like do sounds into microphones. So like they'll whisper things, or they'll eat food into it, or they'll just
weird.
like they'll like scratch balloons because
Oh.
there's like some kind of weird sensory trigger in like X% of people where
Weird.
like
Like fetish stuff.
yeah.
Nail
I
polish is
I
Yeah, he
personally
doesn't have a lot of
have whatever
numbers
the
left on
it's either the opposite effect that ASMR is supposed to have, or it's a hyper effect of it, because the one or two times I came across an ASMR stream, it was I had such a visceral reaction to it, I had to like just turn it off. I was like, this is the worst thing you could ever do on a live stream. I cannot get behind that.
Aw, he's just laying in your lap. He loves you. Look at him. He's so comfy.
But along those
He's
lines,
so happy.
I do want to get a dedicated microphone for the kittens at some point, because right now it all goes in through the Logitech, which is not the best microphone in the world, but also we use it primarily as a camera, so it's not necessarily focused on where kitten sounds would be coming
I
from.
think Liam would be a great short-haired kitten for Gina and Sarah.
Sure. He's cool. Totally, Brandon. Is an acquired taste. I don't think that that's something I would gradually come to enjoy. Acquired taste feels like something that over time you're like, yeah, I get behind that. You know, like black olives are an acquired taste, or hot sauce is an acquired taste. Coffee is an acquired taste. ASMR feels like you're either in or you're not in.
Definitely.
Yeah. I know people.
It's like cilantro.
Yeah, well, no, because cilantro there are people that are genetically.
That's what I'm saying. Cilantro.
Oh,
is either
right.
You
Yes.
love it or you
Yeah,
hate
you
it.
either are good with cilantro
Yes.
or you're genetically
Yes.
against it.
Yes.
Yeah, like there is a
There's
taste
no
bud
middle
reaction.
Of the ground.
Yeah,
Like you either
yeah.
like it or
I'm
you
never
don't.
going to like
it's not
suddenly
an
be like
acquired
cool
taste.
with that. Yeah. I know people that listen to ASMR because it decreases stress, while for others, exactly.
Causes stress.
Yeah, you're right, Raven. Right, Raven. It's proven that it can do that. Cool. Yeah.
Don't put him in the bowl, honey, if he doesn't want to do that.
Yeah, I don't know what the science behind all that is. It's so weird. But anyway, yes, I would like to at some point get a few mics patched in to like really get the purrs and meows from better angles. We just partly need to get a better computer and then figure out a cable management / cable cover system, because there's just so many cables going on. And then just have a lot of extra money. I just don't force them into the bowl.
We need new extension cords and new
We need a power strip tower.
towers. Yeah.
A power tower. Are those all on the wish list?
No.
Oh.
I have them on a private one, like as I was shopping for them,
Sure.
I put them onto a thing, but I haven't actually added it because I thought we were making a separate one for a while, so I didn't
for
put on
tech.
a regular one. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, at
What
this
was
point.
happening, so-
Hey, Rockin'
I
Robin!
haven't added them to anything, but
Okay.
we definitely should because
I
we
mean,
need
I
them.
think put some of the smaller items on the regular wish list for now, even though people will probably just be like, well, that's silly, I'll just get food.
Right.
Or litter. She ain't camera shy. You talking about Iris? No. At some point, both of my daughters are gonna figure out they can do the internet on their own, and it's gonna go crazy. That's gonna be horrible. Are you gonna be an influencer? At the point where she figures out that if she does a lot of internet, the toy companies will send her
Oh my
toys,
God,
it's
Betty
all
should
over.
never learn that.
I mean, at the one side, I could stop buying toys, great. Your daughter, star of the
We
show.
need to stop buying toys anyway. We have
I agree.
so much.
I mean, yes.
So much. We have too many things.
Well, we don't need to buy toys for a long time. They get too much on the holidays. Like,
And
I
she
don't
won't give
understand
anything
it.
away.
Yeah.
Well, it's because we have, you know, parents and grandparents
gotta
and aunts
start
and
telling
uncles,
them.
extended family who love them.
They can just either all put into one thing, or
No. They should all just pay for their classes
yeah,
that we do all
that
year
would be
round.
so
If they
much
just
more beneficial.
spend that money and gave it all to
Oh my
their
God.
swim classes or their gymnastics classes or whatever.
Iris, which kittens are those?
Okay, you have to stop.
I don't know who this
The
is.
gray one is Liam, and
Yeah.
the orange one is Deb.
This is Deb. This is Liam. Liam and Deb. Here. Liam is in the board. He's going, and Deb is next to the board. He's orange
She.
and white.
Yeah, she's orange and white.
Orange and white.
Very good.
Do you
Wait.
know any of the other kitties' names?
No.
No. What about this one? Do you know what her name is?
No.
Fiona.
Fiona.
Yeah.
And the one who's trying to bite Mama is Fiona.
Hi, Bryce Star. We're fosters, so we typically just have the kittens for a few months, 2 to 4 months, and then we'll have new kittens a week or so after they all get adopted. But yes, we pretty much have new foster kittens all year round. Man, I drank all that coffee already.
Yeah.
We have fostered 51 kittens to date.
54.
54?
Yeah.
I never added these 3?
I don't know.
Shoot. Alright, I'll have to update that. Really?
Yeah, it's 54.
Wow. Okay. 54 kittens. Do you get used to having to leave the kittens with their adopted parents? Yeah. I mean,
It's the goal.
that is the whole point of it. And we
It's
always
usually a very happy day.
Yeah, so because of the rescue that we're working with, Kittenrescue LA, even though the application process goes through them and they have their own requirements, Amanda ultimately is the one who picks where they're going to go. So we get to know 100% that they're going to a good house, you know, with friendly, loving
Got your
people.
hair? Oh, he's biting you. That's Flip. Don't hurt Flip.
You know, and it's the best possible situation. And then also, we also know that we're going to have more foster kittens coming. So no matter how attached we get,
Yeah.
it all works out.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, so sometimes, in certain instances, I've literally picked up new foster kittens the very next day after dropping off kittens for adoption.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of times I already know what we're getting next or whatever, have something lined up. So,
Yeah.
so it's not that sad. The cat I got the most attached to was the adult cat that we fostered, Blueberry.
Blueberry, sure.
And for the kittens, I kind of feel like, hey, this is the beginning of your life. It's like the start of everything. We've helped you, you know, get to this point. Now you get to go off, and you know, they're kittens, so they're like crazy and whatever. And by that point, they've usually gotten so big that it's like, okay, you need to get out of here. We need to get little ones again. So it's usually not that sad. I don't get that attached to the kittens. But Blue, I
Blue
was
was
so
awesome.
attached to,
She
and
was
it was
really awesome.
so hard to get rid of her.
So, yeah, Bryce Star, we did keep one, and Raven is correct. It is Aria.
Yeah.
When
When I started fostering, I had recently lost my cat, Avocado. He was 13, and so I knew that I wanted a cat, but I wasn't quite ready yet, and I had wanted to foster for years and years before I ever even met Sam. And so that was kind of what got me into fostering. I thought, well, I'll foster, and then when I find the cat that I'm meant to have, you know, I'll keep that one. So I sort of knew going into it that I wouldn't necessarily call her a foster fail, because I knew that I was looking for a cat to adopt, you know.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Quick hi to Panda Woman over on D-Live, and Rockin' Robin asks, these are great questions, because we can answer them all with stories. Have you ever named kittens after people, or would... That gets a little jumbled. people in or would be getting too attached. In chat, like people in the chat specifically, is that what you're asking? So we had a litter that we named after our daughters and a friend's daughter, Betty, Iris, and
Beatrice.
Because it was a small litter and
They were all girls.
They were all girls, and our girls have been so helpful with being fosters. So we dedicated that one litter to the three girls.
And the other girl, it was our daughters, Betty and Iris, and then my best friend, her daughter, Beatrice, because my best friend, Bridget, is also a foster for Kittenrescue, and so her daughter, Beatrice, is also kind of like a foster sister, and has, been really helpful to her mom with the fostering of the kittens and all that, and so, and they're all kind of old lady names.
Right.
So
but if you're asking if we've named kittens after people in the chat room, we have not done that yet, but that's not a terrible idea.
That's the only litter we've really named after real life people.
Yeah.
All of the others have been characters from movies or TV or the Blueberries, the Berry Kittens.
Right.
And Cloudy and Stormy, who were our first fosters.
What's up, Sanes the girls and Bree Star? Why cats? Just your favorite animal? Partly. I mean, we definitely both love cats.
I was always kind of a dog person myself, but fostering dogs just isn't.
That wouldn't be reasonable.
Isn't going to work for us. So fostering cats is what we're able to do.
Yeah.
I love cats though too.
Yeah.
Are your cats too late? Go in a different.
I think it's just the most. I think it would be hard for us to, I'm not knowledgeable about like birds or that many reptiles and hamsters, like that kind of thing, and it would just be hard for us to do an animal like that. Cats are just the most.
Like I know a lot about fish, but nobody fosters fish.
Right.
Like that's not a thing.
They do have like guinea pig fosters and stuff like that. I've read a lot about that recently. Iris loves turtles. I've had just about every animal you can think of. I've had rabbits, turtles, snakes, birds, fish,
Newts.
Hamsters, newts, like all kinds of stuff.
You
But
said it was turtles.
turtles, yep, I had a turtle. We love turtles.
Iris is gonna foster turtles.
I would love to one day get Iris a turtle when she's a little bigger.
Yeah.
I always wanted a tortoise.
Mm-hmm.
But when I looked into them, like right before I moved to LA from Michigan, I was thinking about getting one.
A turtle tortoise.
Yeah, but then I discovered how long they live and how big they get, and I was in that stage of my life, it wouldn't have been a responsible thing for me.
Sure.
So I didn't.
Yeah, tortoises are a very long commitment.
Yeah.
It's a family
My cousin
commitment.
has one. My cousin Michelle,
Really?
John's sister
How old is
Michelle,
it?
who lives in
Mama.
Kansas City.
Mama.
She's had it since she was in college, so probably like 20 years.
Mama. It's a turtle that blows bumps. That's what a turtle tortoise.
Yes, yeah, it's a turtle that lives like on the land. It doesn't really go in the water.
Cute kittens for life. I feel like we should have like a gang sign. Like,
And it
kittens.
walks on big bumps.
Mm-hmm.
Like they tortoises.
You get like the kitten life across your stomach tattoo. Should I make shirts that just say like kitten life right here? Anybody want to buy a kitten life shirt? It's based after the Thug Life arch. Yeah, we got.
That's Tupac's tattoo.
Is he the origin of that? Is that why it's popularized? Okay, that makes sense. Yes. Hey, Serial. How come your name wasn't showing up on the side? Did you just get here? It still doesn't show you on the side there. Turtles require a lot of care.
Yes, they do.
They require you clean your hands every time you handle them. Right? Yeah. Have you ever had a sick kitten? Yes.
All the time.
We actually had one litter that got a horrible disease. Was it a virus or a bacteria?
It was a virus.
It was a horrible virus.
Panleukopenia.
And it was devastating. It was really horrible to watch, and it was just all over. It was terrible, and we lost that whole litter.
They contracted it in
from the shelter.
And
diarrhea.
oh,
Yeah.
different. Yeah, They contracted it in the shelter, and within 2 days of being in our house, started displaying symptoms, and within a week they were all dead.
Yeah, that was hard. And then, in addition to all that, we had to basically throw away everything that they had come in contact with. We couldn't foster for months.
We couldn't foster little, like, kittens that were unvaccinated, so it had to be like 6 weeks and up.
I was careful.
And we had to throw away a bunch of stuff, clean everything with bleach.
Yeah, we had to basically bleach the whole house.
Yeah, that was rough. And we've had, I feel like, so this litter has also had a bunch of GI issues, like some parasite, intestinal parasite, so they've had a lot of diarrhea and weight gain issues, which I feel like that's a pattern. We've only been doing this for 2 years, but it seems like every year in the spring,
oh sure,
when kitten season kicks off, that's when we get those litters where everybody has diarrhea.
I mean, that makes sense.
I mean, that's what happened last year when we had, you know, the Ferris and the Addams family litters. And then when we get litters that are like in January or February or in the winter, they're like totally healthy.
Right.
Like, you know, the Powers kittens were super healthy, and the
yeah, I mean, I think part of it's temperature control.
What was the old lady litter was super healthy. Like, the berry kittens were the most healthy because we had Mom, and she didn't have any issues, and she kept them so clean and so well fed, and they got all that nice healthy mom kitten.
Yeah. The other kittens must be very jealous of the bowl kitten.
There's no kitten currently in the bowl right now.
No, not right now.
She's just playing with the bowl by itself. She's playing with an empty bowl. There's no kitten in it.
Actually upside down.
I want to get these.
Okay, well, Liam's taking a break.
Yeah,
I know, he's over
he
there.
doesn't want to be forced
He's
into
over
it.
there. He's taking a break. He's giving himself a little bath. Playing with the button. We should probably do breakfast.
Yeah.
Iris, should we go make our blueberry
He
pancakes?
was eating that orange bunny. But
Oh, I don't think you should do that with Lip because he's so bitey and scratchy right now.
What do you mean? There's imaginary stuff in the bowl. Well, now there's part of the kitten trying to get out of the bowl.
No, he's just trying to attack her arm.
Yeah, that's not the kitten you want to play with today, honey.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not the kitten
Lip
I want to
is
play with
very
today.
Can you get him
frisky.
out of there? Can you get
You know
him
what?
out?
Go down on the floor and there's another bowl with another kitten in it.
Go around.
Oh, he just
He jumped out?
Now he's on the floor.
All right, Bryce Star, thanks for stopping in. We're 24/7, so come in when you want. When you need your cute fix.
Mama.
And remember, followers can switch cameras when that interactive wants to work.
It's not that because it doesn't have the blue on it.
Oh yeah, that's Ian, not Liam. Liam's going potty right now. That's Ian. Ian is one of the little ones. You gotta be gentle with him.
Hey, Fitted. Welcome back. Did you leave and come back? Yeah, it's weird. It doesn't seem to be updating the list of who's in the room anymore.
Alright, I think we should say goodbye.
Alright. Yeah, we're gonna go eat breakfast. Enjoy the kittens.
It's like afternoon.
Yeah, it's almost
Crap,
1 o'clock. I know. Alright.
You were like, let's do a quick chat because nobody was
I know, I
in the
literally
channel
was
and
like,
then
we'll
a
just
bunch
do
of
10
people
minute
joined,
thing.
which was great. I think we should restart every time. I mean, it was great. I love it when people ask questions. But the day is half over.
Come on, Iris. Let him go. We're gonna go.
Iris, we're gonna go out and make our breakfast now. Say we'll see you in a little while.
See you in a little while, Liam.
have a great rest of your day as well, Raven.
Bye.
Thanks for asking all those great questions. Where is it?
It's not
I don't see it.
I didn't bring it.
I myself will probably be in the chat room itself later on in text form. So we can continue to answer questions. And dang it, out the door. And we'll catch you later. just coming back in to grab this computer. Thanks for the follow. Gongoosler? That's a cool name. Kitten party time. Now the humans are gone. What?